previous video, we were talking about different classifications of real numbers. And today I'm going to talk about how we are ordering and plotting these real numbers. More specifically, the rational numbers. These are the numbers that can be written as a clean fraction. And so you can represent real numbers graphically on what we call the real number line. And it looks something a bit like this. Draw this line out, nice and smooth. I have it separated on either end, and we usually put 0 in the middle as sort of a datum for it. And so when you draw a point on this real number line, what we're doing is that we correspond it to whatever real number that we're plotting. So the point 0 on the real number line is what we would call the origin, and that's why it's typically in the middle. So numbers to the right of 0 are going to be positive, and numbers to the left of 0 are negative. And the term, sometimes we call these positive numbers non-negative, but that also includes 0. And the way that we represent these numbers on the number line is just by plotting them. So I have a few reference points, -1 and 1. And so let's take a look at the first fraction that we have over here, which is 5/4. So notice that the numerator is larger than the denominator, and we have no negative sign. So that tells us it's going to be on the right side of the number line, and since the numerator is larger than the denominator, this number is going to be greater than 1. So it's going to fall somewhere in this area. And if you plot it on the real number line, it's going to end up somewhere over here. And there we go, we just plotted that fraction onto the real number line. And likewise, if we look at the second fraction we have, 7/8, notice that the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So this number is going to be less than 1. And we also do not have a negative sign in this fraction, so it's going to be to the right of 0 as well. However, this number is less than 1. And it's going to end up somewhere right here. And this is how we represent these real numbers on the real number line. We just kind of plot them along the line wherever they fall, whether it be positive or negative, to the right or to the left of 0. And from this real number line, we have very clear representation of which fraction is larger. And we can clearly see that the fraction 5/4 is greater than 7/8. So this real number line is a convenient tool for comparing rational numbers. And here's another example of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to plot these fractions on the number line and then compare them. Let's see which one is larger and which one is smaller. So notice the first one we have 9/25. If you plot that on the number line, it's going to be about right here. 5/7, it's a little bit closer to 1 than 9/25 is, because the numerator is a bit closer. 5 is closer to 7 than 9 is to 25. It's going to be about right here. Put it in the number line. And so, again, this number line is very convenient for figuring out which fractions are larger than the other fractions. So we can clearly see 5/7 is larger than 9/25.